5 and 6. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. And the voice of his words was like the voice of a multitude. And this is another scripture in the Bible about the Lord, the one the world called Jesus Christ.
Hey, let me give you an example. I'm sorry. Let me give you an example of how if they couldn't take the image down, what they did was they destroyed the actual face of the image. And you can see that the man here has woolly hair. That's called iconoclasm. You know, you go to certain museums and you see these kings from Europe, and you notice that their noses are chopped off because they had black-looking noses. See how they totally destroyed this? You can see that they destroyed this image, man. Because the image, he had a very black-looking Negroid features. And you can see that that's an afro. That's not straight hair.
Yeah.
All right? Go ahead, speak, brother.
Right. This is another scripture. Now we're going to go to the New Testament. This is the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. And this is, it says, now there were certain in the church that was at Antioch, certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, or Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. So why don't they ever show any images of dark people ruling? Because the so-called white man is the devil, bottom line.
Go ahead, brother, keep speaking.
All right, now I got another scripture here. This is Acts 21:37. This is dealing with Paul. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Are not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness with 4,000 men that were murderers? So basically that's the scriptures telling you that the Greek captain, which was a so-called white man, he mistaken Paul for an Egyptian. And why was that? Because Paul was a black man. The Egyptians were black. So why don't they ever show pictures of Paul being a dark-skinned man? Because the so-called white man is the devil. And we have another icon of Paul being dark-skinned, which we actually put on one of the Hebrew booklets, you know. And it clearly shows Paul having a wide nose, and he had woolly hair. He was balding, and he had woolly hair, and he had a wide nose, a Negro-looking nose. He kind of looked a little like Yaiqua, for those of you that know who Yaiqua was. So the so-called white man, basically, he's the devil. He's not going to tell you the truth. All right, and that's why the Lord has us out here exposing you and showing different icons and images of the real saints and people of the Bible.
Now this right here is supposed to be an icon of Sava and Simeon, and you can clearly see that they're so-called black people, and you can see their woolly hair, and it looked like the brother from what's the Hebrew's brother name from New Orleans?
Oh, T.W. Ariel Muth.
Ariel Muth, right? Now look at that. See the two men right there? So this devil, man, he got a lot to pay for. He got a lot to pay for, man. You can clearly see, you see the one there, there he is. You see that? They're black. So this truth is coming out, man. Bring it back some, brother. Right there. Go ahead, speak, brother.
Right, this is the book of Isaiah 29 and 22. Therefore thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. And what they call the so-called white man? Pale face. All right? So the Lord said that the nation of Israel would never, their face would never wax pale. So what did all those different images of the so-called white man being the Lord, being the Most High, and all the different men of the Bible? Those are all
I got another one, brother. This right here is a okay, it says Saint George, which is Saint George the Dragon Slayer, and Saint Theodore on horseback a French artist, Europe, working in the Holy Land, tempera on wood. And this right here says from St. Catherine's Monastery in Crimea. And you can clearly see that they're black. You can't get a white boy out of that. Like I said, you devils are getting ready to go down, man. You know? That's why when you go on the internet and you go on like YouTube, well, they have a thing against us being on YouTube. They try to block everything that we put up. But we on Daily Motion, and we have our own site where we put up our videos, DMS2. And then right now we're right here live on Ustream, all right? So the truth is coming out, all right? And with that, I'm going to come down. I'm going to bring it to the next brother, and he's going to bring you further in the knowledge of the truth. So, shalom.